listening to 40 Weeks, a production of the Pregnancy Podcast with Vanessa Merton. Visit pregnancypodcast.com/week for all of the 40 Weeks resources and sign up with your due date to get each episode delivered to your inbox when you start a new week of your pregnancy. Thank you for tuning in to the 40 Weeks podcast. Welcome to week 18. You have 22 weeks to go. You can see a picture of what your baby looks like this week, read the transcript, and access all of the additional resources at pregnancypodcast.com/week18. Your pear-sized baby is growing to about the size of a bell pepper this week. At 18 weeks, your baby is 8.7 inches or 22 centimeters long, and they weigh 7.9 ounces or 223 grams. Your baby's nervous system is rapidly maturing. A substance called myelin covers nerves, which helps speed messages between nerve cells, forming more complex connections. Your baby's brain nerves are specializing in serving the senses of touch, taste, smell, sight, and hearing. As their retinas develop, they're getting better at detecting light. Your baby's skeleton is changing from soft cartilage to hard bones. The umbilical cord that connects them to the placenta is growing stronger and thicker. Your baby can move their joints, their sweat glands are starting to develop, and they're yawning. Talk to your baby. Tiny bones in their ears are in place so that they can hear your voice and other noises outside the womb. When they're born and they hear your voice, they'll actually recognize it. So talk to your baby, tell them how excited you are to meet them. There's an episode of the Pregnancy Podcast with a lot more information on bonding with your baby during pregnancy, and you can check that out at pregnancypodcast.com/bonding. Your uterus is about the size of a cantaloupe and is reached just below your belly button. You can use your hands to gently feel around and see if you can detect the top of it, which is called the fundus. If you get outside and enjoy some sun, your baby will see a red glow in your belly. It's estimated that 90% of our vitamin D comes from the sun. A study that examined vitamin D deficiency during pregnancy found that 97% of Blacks, 81% of Hispanics, and 67% of Caucasians were deficient. There are some additional cautions for sun exposure while you're pregnant, and there's a Pregnancy Podcast episode that goes into more details at pregnancypodcast.com/sun. It's routine for expecting moms to get an ultrasound anatomy scan in the second trimester. Typically, this is done between 18 to 20 weeks. This ultrasound diagnoses fetal malformation and structural abnormalities. It can confirm a multiple or twin pregnancy, verifies dates and growth. It can identify excessive or reduced levels of amniotic fluid, and overall evaluates your baby's well-being. During this ultrasound appointment, the professional performing the ultrasound is going to take a lot of measurements. Your baby's height, around their middle, their head circumference. And since this is an anatomy scan, the ultrasound tech, or whomever's performing it, is going to look at the heart's 4 chambers, the kidneys, bladder, stomach, brain, spine, and the sex organs. A tip for dads and partners: make it a priority to attend prenatal appointments. This allows you to be included, to have input in any major medical decisions, to ask questions, and hear everything firsthand. If any complications come up throughout prenatal care or unfavorable test results come back, those appointments are going to be very tough for your significant other to go through alone. One of the more significant appointments for you to attend is the anatomy scan ultrasound. You're going to see a picture of your baby, hear their heartbeat, and find out whether you're having a boy or a girl. Thank you for tuning in to the 40 Weeks podcast. You can see a full transcript and all of the resources for this week's episode at pregnancypodcast.com/week18. Next week, your baby gets covered in a coating to protect their sensitive skin. Until then, I wish you the very best in your pregnancy journey.